Hey guys, it's Julian coming to you from the LCS Week 2 with MOBAFire and SoCal Esports. Joining me is Echo, mid-player for Team MRN. Echo, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Now, you play for Team MRN. MRN's sort of like the underdog in this whole situation. You guys have had two pretty tough matches coming into your first week here at LCS. Can you sort of go through today's match? You guys just got done playing TSM. Were you guys sort of worried about them being like the #1 team from last year?
We weren't really worried about them. The only team we're really worried about individually is Curse. I think the only thing the other teams have on us right now is experience. It's very difficult for us to keep up with these other teams because we usually do really well in lanes. But the problem is that they have better team fight experience, which is very difficult. And so even if we're even or a little bit ahead, these teams will outplay us to an extent just because we're not as comfortable playing together as other teams. And I think we saw that today, even though the problem was MegaZero hasn't really played against that bottom lane before, and he wasn't really sure of the kill potential early, and so he gave an early kill mid, or bottom rather, and then Clark took too long to get to bottom, and so they got even farther lid, and Tristana ended up getting 4 kills within like the first 12 minutes, and that was a problem because our team fighting, what we were going to do going into that, we were going to have Clark, Claykey and MegaZero chase down Tristana the entire fight on Olaf Shen, and we were going to have the rest of us peeling and kiting back after we're going to try and flash Malfory ult. And then we're just going to kite back while they take Tristana out of the fight, and we should win that. But the problem is that Tristana got 4 kills, and that put the 2 people who were going to be chasing her down behind. And so she was just killing them. And then it was just, we kind of got split in our dragon fight, and we had to win that fight if we're going to win that game, and it just didn't happen.
So basic mechanics sort of led to the ultimate downfall of this past game.
I don't really think it's as much mechanics, it's just experience. Because we're very individually skilled, but we're just not as comfortable playing together. We're still trying to find the balance of how aggressive Clark should play, because there's some conflicting things, because I'm a very conservative player, whereas Clark is a very aggressive player. He always wants to be making plays. And so that leads to problems because we're not as used to playing such top teams, and they're going to ward everywhere because they know his tactics now, and they're going to play a little bit safer just so they can pick him off and get advantages that way.
Now, you guys just moved into your team house here, and have you guys been doing a lot of scrimming and preparing for this week?
Yeah, we try and get at least 2 teams to scrim a day. I would prefer more, but I'm trying to get us up to about 3 teams a day, which would be about 8 hours of scrimming a day, and then the rest we just fill in with solo queue and such. But we've all been moved in for about a week and a half, and we're definitely seeing improvement every day. We get to watch over replays and stuff together, slow down team fights and stuff, which we couldn't do before online, and so it's very productive.
That's really good to hear. Now, with your team, you said Claykey likes to make a lot of the plays, but you're more of a conservative player, and you've got MegaZero, who, in previous statements, Martin has said that, like, MegaZero just carries us. Now that you guys are sort of settled in your situation, now you guys are in LCS, do you guys have a specific team captain or someone who makes the calls within the game at all?
Yeah, we've actually had some issues with that because Clark is so aggressive. We're not sure if we want to keep him as our shot caller right now. We usually have Heartbeat doing pushing shot calling and Claykey D doing our shot calling for objectives, because usually he has more feel of where their jungler is and if we're strong enough to do it. So, but we've considered me being our shot caller because I'm more conservative, and we're thinking that might be more in our benefit, but we haven't really fully decided yet. That's something we need to practice more and see how it goes. Maybe try it out in some scrims with me, shot calling. But, yeah.
So you guys need to really find your play style and sort of work on that and sort of make that a little bit better for this upcoming season?
Yeah, it just makes it so difficult because these teams have been playing together for so long. Their shot caller has been their shot caller for like a year, and they don't have these little small issues of like not knowing how strong a certain 2v1 lane is just because he hasn't played against it before, because they have played against it before. And so these are things we're learning in LCS matches that these teams already know, and it really puts us at a deficit going in.
That's actually good to hear that you guys want to actually do that, as opposed to some players or some teams just like everybody sort of shot calls, and we've heard from other teams that they say they do that, but it's good to hear that you guys are actually going to make something that works for you. Next week, you guys go up against Vulcan and GGU. Do you think those matches will be more beneficial than this past week?
Yeah, I think we have a very good chance of beating them. I think we're much more individually skilled than those teams. I think Don't Mash Me is like the only player, and Bloodwater, who was recently acquired. I think they're the only two individually skilled players that we're actually afraid of. I think everyone else we're stronger than. And so it's really going to come down to not getting behind early, which has been our downfall, and just playing team fights well.
Well, that's really good to hear. Is there anywhere we can find you or any shout-outs you'd like to give for Team Marn or any sponsors or anything like that?
You can follow me at ecco on Twitter, and shout out just to all my friends and family for supporting me.
Well, thank you, Tyler. It's great. Thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it. Guys, Julian again coming to you from LCS Season 2. You can find all of our videos online at MOBAFire.com/esports.
MOBAFire TV is sponsored by Origin and Razer.